Welcome back. Let's take a look at what we need to do in order to make our spaceships here. So what I'll do is let's make this 300 by 300. And I'm in Adobe Illustrator, by the way. You can use whatever program you want, but I like Illustrator because it's a vector. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with half the ship, and then what we're going to do is we're going to flip it. Okay. So the first things first is I'm going to kind of get rid of the stroke here. And the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in kind of a dark gray. Now there's many ways you can make a ship, but one of my more effective ways is to kind of use something I picked up from 3D modeling. What you do is you kind of make your own you kind of make and modify all of the points here. So for example, we can do this, and that does work out pretty well. And if we want to, we could add in a pen, and you can kind of move it up here, kind of move it down, and move it over like this. But I'm going to make this a slightly different gray. Okay, let's make it a lighter gray. And if you want to, you can go to Arrange, Send to Back. Okay, so look at that. We kind of have like this little ship thing going on here. And if you go and select this one here, and by the way, when you select the white, you can select each one of the nodes, while the black one, you can select more of the objects here. So I always have my hand on A and V so I can go and move in between these two, okay? So we can kind of add in something cool, cool like this here, okay? And yeah, I think that works. And we're going to be adding like something a little bit better here. I'm just going to kind of move these in just a bit. All right, let's add in another kind of, let's see, let's add in a darker gray here. What I'll do is I'll start at the bottom here, kind of move it along. And if you push shift, it'll become straight. Okay. And you can kind of see that now this, well, it kind of looks a little bit, different here. And while we're here, let's take this and add in a kind of a cockpit. And like that, you can close it off. And for this one here, we could probably make it pretty dark. Okay, because cockpits do kind of work out like that. And let's add in A, and we'll kind of make this flush with that. So again, by the way, it's going to look really awesome when we flip it. Okay. And we could add in a bit of flare. So we can add in this little, and I'm going to just zoom in by pushing Alt and Wheel. And we can make it a color. And this color will be 120, and it's going to be an orange color, so something like that. Yeah, and if I remember correctly, it would be 250, 150, and 0, and that adds in the it's a nice orange color. Okay, and what we can do is, since we have this kind of thing going on here, we can almost kind of move, kind of make these flush. Okay, and I'll just zoom in. So there we go. And what we're going to do is select both of these and kind of move it over. Yeah, just like that. And if we really want to, we could, and by the way, if you're a programmer, you'll understand very quickly that when you're making art, you end up using a lot of extra movements here. Okay, so what I'm also going to do is I'm going to just add in kind of the rocket here, and if we look at this, I'm just going to kind of move this up like that. Now that looks kind of neat actually. But let's go and let's select a different color, and then let's add in another box like this. Okay, and that looks kind of neat. Let's go and let's switch this up, and I think actually this is a bit too dark. Let's make it one lighter. Yeah, there we go. That's looking a lot better. And we'll kind of move this up, as well as this one here. We'll move it up. And the problem is that sometimes we might have to just do this. All right. And with this one here, we can kind of move it down, which I think looks pretty neat. And let's add in one more box like this. But we're going to make it a lighter color. And we can actually even make it like that. And then we're going to right click and arrange send that to back. Yeah, so now we have that kind of going on there. And if we want to make this look kind of neat, we can kind of move this down, kind of move this over into the middle. Yeah. And maybe move this down a bit, move it up. I'm thinking that looks pretty cool. But we do have a bit of clearance here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to select this box here, kind of move it up just a bit. Then I'm going to select everything and then kind of move it all the way up to the top. That way we get the most amount. Okay. And then we'll add another box here. And of course we're going to make this a bit lighter. How light, it's up to you. Yeah. And just as an extra bit, I'll kind of move that up and move this down. All right. So, looking pretty mean here. And if you want to, you could probably add in a bit more detail. Maybe this gray, you could maybe make one bit lighter. And you can always experiment. And I think actually that makes it contrast quite a bit. And this one here, you could probably make, not too light, but you could probably make it a little bit lighter. And this one here, let's make it one lighter, two lighter, three lighter. Yeah, let's make it three lighter. All right, remember this is against the black background, and I'm just adding in a bit of contrast in between these two. And this one here, just move up a bit. And I kind of like that the way it was. All right, and I do like this to be the bottom here, okay? So this is half of it. In the next tutorial, we're going to flip it. See you then.